Hello, this is Water Elemental, and we're doing something that I haven't done in a long time. An actual gameplay video. I know it's been a while since I've done any sort of direct video with some editing and story and gameplay and all that, and I figured Pillars of Eternity would be a good jumping back point. I don't think I'm going to be playing the entirety of this game. I think this game is very expansive, but we're going to take a peek and see what this game has to offer. Now, I know I'm very behind in the Pillars of Eternity series, but I've been wanting to check it out, and I got the opportunity to get it very cheap on PlayStation 4. And you may be thinking, why not get PC where, everybody else is playing it? And I say to you, I didn't see it on sale at the time I wanted to play this, and Target had it super cheap, so eat it. So yeah. Oh my god. It has been a while since I've recorded, as you can tell by my voice squeaking like Alvin and the Chipmunks.
5 wagons grope blindly for the path on a starless night, their master glancing ever upward to the skies for assurance that he is on the right course. A dim lantern his only protection against the encroaching darkness. But the skies bring no comfort, shining no light, betraying no hint of what they know. The caravan carries travelers bound for the frontier hamlet of Gilded Vale, you among them, where a local lord has offered land and wealth to settlers from abroad looking for a fresh start. You have taken suddenly ill, sweating and shivering, and one of the other travelers signals for the caravan master to stop on your behalf. He pulls up just in time to avoid plowing into the trunk of a fallen tree that bars the way ahead. You will go no further tonight.
A very nice storybook introduction. I have looked at the classes and races and all that stuff for this, so I'm not going in completely blind, so I know what I'm going to go into as far as classes. What I don't know is what any of the might, constitution, dex, perception, institution, or intellect and resistance. I'm not going to be an avatar. I'm not going to be a dwarf, not going to be an elf, orlin, which is like a gnome, or godlike. These guys look really cool, but I play humans in a fantasy game. I know it's shocking how bland I am. So we have the meadow folk, the ocean folk, or the savannah folk. The most common humans are the drier wood of the meadow folk. Fighting spirit once per encounter, 5 seconds after being reduced below 50 endurance. Folks temporarily gain a boost accuracy. That seems pretty fair. Now I'm not metagaming or going on best race and stats. I'm just going for fantasy and what I feel like playing. And I'm going to play meadow folk. We're going to make my paladin from, all the other fantasies, my normal D&D character. There are some cool classes that I did want to check out that I might play on my free time. Cypher looks really cool. They're kind of like a bard, I want to say. Soul focus effects, kind of like a spirit warlock, I want to say. And then there's the Cypher, which is kind of like buffs, chance, this chance. Wizard was another one I was thinking about doing. But Paladin's definitely the way I want to go. Now, I haven't gotten so far as to read about the Paladin orders. The Black Walkers are soldiers dedicated to conducting warfare mercilessly and with extreme brutality in order to bring a swift end to conflicts. Because they are renowned for their terrible and undying nature, most nobles will only call on them as a last resort. The Black Walkers' behave reinforces cruelty, becoming a quickest resolution to a battle in the wake of the Black Walkers. Arrival is announced and a surrender immediately follows. To ensure that people understand that no mercy will be given by Black Walkers, they are never quartered under any circumstances. I'm not a fan of that. The Darkazi Paladani, the oldest known paladin order in the world, founded as guards of the Darkazi Palace in Grand Villa over 2,000 years ago. Since the shatter of the Grand Villa, the Darkazi Paladane have transformed into a protectors and ambassadors for immense Darkani family, as well as old Villanian culture. These Darkani paladins are spread and occasionally even more come in conflict with each other due to machinations of the Kazi family, paladins of the order are renewed with the wit and love of life. That seems not too bad. The Gold Pact Knights are an order of mercenary paladins who sell themselves for all sorts of defensive and offensive engagements. They are merged as the Peril Coast a few hundred years ago and managed to survive the destruction of the Dwarven nation that created them. Gold Pact Knights are not often especially brutal and are willing to shift direction based on their desires and their employers. As name suggests, the Gold Pact Knights believe payments form a binding contract. They are known for being non-judgmental, professional, and impressively mirthful. I kind of like that. Let's see. The most widespread paladin order, the Kind Wayfarers, are guides and protectors for travelers. They often people of limited meanings traveling in dangerous areas. Kind wayfarers lack the noble prestige of other paladin orders, but are utterly respected by commoners for their generosity and compassion. And then finally, this one is... we'll go kind wayfarers, honestly. That seems like what my character would do. Lay on hands, fueled solely by the belief a paladin is able to heal, touch his or her hands, recovering a substantial amount of endurance for the paladin or an ally within range. Heals are always good. Or damage. Lay on hands. I always kind of like that ability. Alright, might, let's see, equals damage and healing, plus fortitude, constitution. Oh, and they mark what things are good? Oh, you can take negative. That's interesting. We'll go 3 into resolve, 14 might, constitution, definitely want to get up there. I want to be very tanky. That's kind of how I play my character. Let's see. A little bit of perception, intellect, dexterity. I think that's a good spread. Now, if I knew the game better, I would probably take some negatives on something like dexterity. But I don't know how that's going to come to play. And let's see. So this is background, essentially. Located north. Well, not going to read these all out loud. I'm just kind of skimming. I think Living Lands. Oh, that actually changes what I look like, too. That's pretty neat. Resolve. I like the idea of him being from the farmlands. Backgrounds. He's a drifter. Now you might be saying, well, is he a merchant? Yeah, we'll go with that. So, let's see, secondary hair color, or secondary color, we can go with a nice, like, bright yellowish or tan. Priming color will be like a nice little dark blue. Skin, not too pale. Character always has brown hair. Facial hair. My dude always has a sweet, sick beard. We're gonna kind of make him like the guy on screen there. Hair. Afro. Cornrows, that doesn't look so good either. A little pompadour. That's not too bad. Let's see what other portraits we have here. Not even close to my character. No, that's getting into the avatar folk. We'll go with that. I like that. Voice.
Hey there.
Now I am the leader of the group.
Easy does it. Yeah?
Follow me. Let's go!
Yeah, that's pretty good. What's
Quickly
feisty?
and quietly. I've got this.
That guy is a voice actor. That guy appears in a lot of stuff. I made a comment about him he's in, what is it? Realm Royale. He voiced a couple of books. Does a lot. Oh, he's Natsu from Fairy Tale. The dude gets around. All right, we're gonna go with my man, Campter. There we go, space. No, oh no. I added a B somewhere. Back it up. No, I don't. There we go. Accept. And we are complete. A level 1 paladin. New quest, the Gilded Vale. Journey to the Gilded Vale. Caravan Master Odema. The Caravan Master finishes addressing the group, his bushy red mustache and swaggering jowls quivering as if for emphasis.
Everybody stays close to the wagons, got it? Stay out of the woods, and beasts take you if you were planning a stroll through those ruins up there.
He nodded towards looming black mass on the
The whole
hillside.
area's crawling with hut-dwelling types who'd be happy to stick an axe in you for trespassing. So mind that you don't track mud on their sacred blazing rocks. Tonight, everybody stays put, and in the morning we'll get the path cleared. Gilded Vale's less than a day out. Understood?
At last, the Caravan Master turns to you, frowning as he looks you over.
Touch of the rumbling rot, could be. There's a stinging beetle round here, carries it. You'll be fine once it passes your innards. Unless you don't drink water, course. In which case you'll be dead in a day.
Oh, that's good.
There's a berry grows in these parts, small and pink, called a springberry. About the size of a fingernail. Give you cramps if you eat it, but the frontiersmen make a tea from it. Calms the insides. Should get you through the night. You might check around, see if you can find some. Meanwhile, I'll see if we can scare you up some water. I know you want to hunt before it gets much darker. But see about refilling our water first. Got a sick one here.
Sparfell nods and slides the worn bow over his shoulder. Where can I find these
Grow
berries?
on a bush that's common round here, kind of funny looking. You'll know it when you see it. Doubt you'd have to go far off the road to find one.
What are these
Nothing you
ruins?
won't see on half the hills of Air Glonfoth. Money to be made selling their knickknacks in Defiance Bay, if you don't mind getting stuck with Glonfoth and arrows now and again. They didn't build them, but I'll be the effigy if they don't watch them like a mother bear. Of course, all the ones around here have been ransacked 10 times over. Got nothing left worth half a pond, so I hear. They don't got Adra where you come from? Well, it just grows up out of the ground like this. Goes deep like tree roots. Some of it all the way to the heart of the world, you believe the stories. It's more like a shell than a proper rock. Easier to work if you're a mason. Got all kinds of strange properties. Seems to have some kind of life of its own. Dies if it gets dug up. Loses its luster. Folks think it probably grew at one point or another, but not these days. The
Interesting.
soul butchers in Defiance Bay use it for different things. I've heard tell it can hold a man's soul, but I don't care to see it. Got enough to worry about without seeing something like that.
I'll go see about those berries then.
Hold on. Take someone with you. I know you're not some helpless tenderfoot, not like most of this lot. But you drop dead, I don't want to be looking for the body. Got a schedule to keep.
He scans over the travelers, resting his eyes at length on a sturdy, armor-clad woman who has spent the journey's night sleeping on an uneven ground without blankets or pillow.
Kalisha. Kalisha!
The woman looks up on her own.
He needs to find some springberries. Watch that he doesn't drop dead.
No promises.
What kind of guide says something like that?
Kind you can afford.
Don't listen to her. You're in good hands. And I pay too well, if anything.
He casts a sidelong glance at her, and I'll pay too well if anything.
Off with you. Hayden should have supplies. See that you're equipped before you head out. We're in harsh country. Get your berries and hurry back. And if you get so much as a tickle of wind, you drop everything and you run. Something in the air tonight. If it's a Beawick, we'll shelter in the ruins. Hut dwellers be damned.
Well, that was a weird edit. Beowick. Okay, so...
You heard the man. Let's get going before you keel over.
Alright, I can move with the analog stick. Triangle to open tutorial. Encyclopedia, journal, biography. It's a rare thing for you to stay anywhere for a length of time. You've passed from town to town, moving on where it suits you. The open road, the closest thing you have to home. You feel ill traveling. Okay, these are DLC, so I'm gonna have to make sure to ignore that. Get some spring berries and journey to Guildenville. Okay, so I want to pay attention to these. These are DLC, no side quests or tasks. Go talk to him. Caravan life doesn't agree with you, does it? You look as raw as a merchant hoden. Don't mind Odema. This is as good a place to camp as any. Oh, thank you for telling me what an interaction is. After 4 conversations, tapping lets you interact with people and objects in front of you. To interact with most people, hold X and aim with the L to release to confirm.
Anyone need supplies? I've got sundries for sale.
You seem a man wearing simple but mostly neat clothes. Has transfixed, however, by a ragged tear in a seaman's tunic.
Brought a whole wagon full of goods to sell, but not enough shirts for the road.
He shakes his head and laughs as he notices you. He scratches on one cheek and his knuckle. It's covered with uneven stubble, as if he hasn't quite gotten used to shaving on the road.
Say, is there anything you need? I've got some basic traveling supplies for sale if you'd like to take a look.
Let's see what we got. Allow you to buy and sell items, store items navigated. Okay, so we each have our own set of navigation. I think I got 100 gold pieces. Retrain character. Okay, that's one thing. A pike, quarterstaff, battle axe. I don't know if I have things in my inventory. Let's see if I can check here. Encampment. No. I'm scared that, like, I'm gonna accidentally swing and hit someone. Game paused. Okay, that's like a quick slot ability for Campter. Oh, here we go. Inventory, formation, stronghold, combat log, effects, journal, camp, map, character. Okay, that's good. So that's, I can switch between them. It's pretty good. That's locked. My character would probably not do that. Caravaner. Alright, are you not going to follow? What? She was following earlier.
Steady does it.
And I stealth. Lets you cycle through party members. Just select all party members. Okay, simultaneously. That's what I gotta do. Oh, there we go. Just gonna leave her out. I'm sick and dying, and, you know.
I'll have your water soon enough. Stream's not going anywhere.
Alright, someone's a dick. So we're looking for some elderberries of some sort. My bet is we're gonna fight, like, some spiders. You always fight spiders first and deer? I highly doubt we're gonna fight the deer. Oh, here we go. Travelers maybe, or looters or bandits. Bad sign anyways, you figure. So we're gonna... the corpse is cold and the touch of ripe smell wafts into the putrid air. Crusted bloodstains smeared linen clothing. And then lockpicks and a leather armor, which is the same exact as what I'm wearing. Interesting. What you got for your dead bodies? Nothing. If you have played this game before, Pillars of Eternity 1, let me know what your build and kind of class was. I'm really interested to see what kind of fun abilities. I definitely want to know a few things. Is there a class that lets you have a lot of summon allies, like a summoner or like elementalist? Those are always fun to play too. What the Cypher does, what the Chanter does, like there's a couple classes I really am interested in. So please tell me in the comments down below what you guys think.
Let's check by those outcroppings.
Outcroppings? What are you talking about? Oh. Oh, wolf. Strange illness. Okay. Holding that. Combat. Pillars of Eternity combat uses a plausible real-time system. I'm just going to quickly read over this. I'll just zip ahead. Alright. In combat, the reticle is used. Rectile is not the word I should be saying. Okay, so if I want to select him, I go here and then here. And then I'm going to select you. I bet this is a lot easier with the mouse, and a lot of people are probably screaming at me, but this is just easier for me. And it was cheaper for my pockets, because I'm poor. And then unpause. Alright. Zoom in? No. Unpause. And the wolf is on. Oh, she has a torch. I was like, why is the wolf on fire?
This is it.
Berries! Hurrah! Berries and cream! You're kind of a mystery to the rest of the caravan, just some kind of wanderer. The way I hear it. Sure, I wander into the lives of folks, talk to them out of their money, and then wander back out. Yeah, my character has a backstory with orphans. Yeah? How has it happened to come here? I've never had a place to call home, still looking. You've got a lot on your mind then. Hopefully things work out in the end. But in my experience, they don't always. She breathes in her surroundings. Been a long time since I've been this way, but I've always did like it. Lord Redrick's offer makes a girl think. I'll give him that. You here to settle like the rest of the lot? Haven't given much thought. No harm in that. Might as well see the place first. So you must have some other plan in mind for coming your way. I have no idea what I'm going to do next. Completely spontaneous, huh? Interesting. Well, there's probably no hurry to make up your mind. They've got an inn in Gilded Vale that'll put up as long as you need, or so my sister tells me. Anyway, I've been wasting time here. O'Demel's given an earful. Let's be on our way. Tell me about yourself. I've got simple needs. I like opening skies and far horizons. I find work that's lets me live that way. My family wanders too. We started in Briarwood, but my parents ended up in the Living Ways. I've got a brother in Rautati and another in Aidenir. My sister in Gilded Vale. She's the only real homebody. What can you tell me about Briarwood? I'm not much for history, but from what I know, it used to be part of the Endril Empire, broke off after a war a few years back. The locals here are feisty, and that's how they like it. Alright, let's head back to camp. You know, I wouldn't hold my breath if Sephiroth's getting your water anytime soon. He does what he feels like when he feels like it. We should check up on him first, slap him around a little. Stream's just down the way. Come on, let's get you some water. Time to get some agua. Time to get some agua. Time to get some agua. Is it up here? What's this? Ooh. I apologize if I butcher any of these fantasy names. I'm really bad when it comes to reading them. I'll try my best, though.
You shouldn't stray too far.
Don't tell me how to live my life. I know you're trying to help, but don't tell me how to live my life. I'm a wanderer. I'm going to wander and do whatever I want. So, meh. And he's gone? I think he was standing right there, right? Yeah, because the camp's up this way. The stream is down here. Let's try what they said. Hold down that and I can...
Right.
Okay, cool. I can kind of auto path if I want to. Pressing, holding... Yeah, I figured this one out. Hello? Friend? Are you on this side of the river? Verily? Hello? Are you on the other side of Dine River? The one that I did not cross because I didn't realize this was a bridge? Oh, there we go.
This is recent. Not what a surprise.
He went hunting. Least he left Waterskin. Come on. So he steals beer too because he's a dick. Yeah, got that. Footprints around the campfire are indistinct, as many have been here for a lot longer. He said he left his Waterskin. What the hell are you talking about? Unless it's this? You crouch over the riverbed and you dip your Waterskin into the cool water while Calissa waits nearby, keeping watch. As you rise, you notice her looking up sharply towards the tree line. You have gained a quest item full of Waterskin and added to your stash. Out of the trees emerged Saphro, one of the guards, barely discernible in the dim moonlight. He no longer carries his bow, and the strangeness of his gait, his stride wobbly as he moves towards the labored press.
Sparful, are you all right?
Cephal's toes catch on a rock, and he collapses forward in a heap. The feathered shaft of his arrow planted between his shoulders like an enemy flag. Battle up.
Ambush!
Let's see. Combat radio menu. Pressing and holding opens combat menu. Gives you access to select a character's abilities, spells, quick items, and weapon sets. I probably should have opened that up more. Let's see. Map, character, attack, formation, inventory, effect journal. Probably not the best time to do that. So weapon set 1. That's how I do weapon sets. Second wind. That's the ability for being a human. Endurance over 5 seconds. Yeah, we'll bop here. Actually, yeah, let's force combat here. Because he's got a bow, we want to kind of like... Bop him! Bop him! Yeah! So you can see I'm gonna just...
Let's go!
So far so good. I'm really enjoying the kind of like aesthetic of the game. Very calm,
we have to
collected,
get
but
back to
creepy at the same time. No, I got loot. Gimme. Did I loot both? I guess so. Nope, party selection. To confirm your selection. Yes, you already told me that. No, wait. I'm getting used to it. Oh, more bandits. And I went through all that trouble to learn to use the abilities it give me. Attacking and targeting. Quickly target an enemy by holding that. Realism the for your warnings. Where did I learn that? This is probably going to get way more in depth once you actually have more than 3 people on screen. What goodies do you have for me, sir? No. There we go. More moolah and... Oh no! The people I didn't talk to! All around you lie the massacred remains of the other travelers, peppered with arrows, knives, and hilts, splayed and bug-eyed and filthy. Calissa puts the back of her left hand on her mouth as she wars away some poisonous vapor. A handful of dark figures stand above the fallen, tending of limbs and backs and heads, jerking their axes from bodies as if from half-split logs. One of them, towering and severe with a thick beard tasseled with knots, holds a wet blade to the neck of the man you recognize as Hodin, the last of your caravan left standing. Lay down your arms, trespasser. Do not forfeit this man's life for a fight you will lose. This rune has not been sullied by our hands, man of Ir-Galith. We have not trespassed, we merely wish to pass through. We don't know why you... let's see. What would my character do? He's very rash. He's kind of like very passionate about protecting others, but I think he would use reason, especially against someone like this who seems to have already slaughtered everybody else. Your words carry no weight when I have seen the truth with my own eyes. Blood must be paid for in this transaction, so I say again, lay down your arms. Ooh, so let's see. I can use several abilities to really kind of go about this. Put down my weapons, stay armed. If I put down my weapon, we're all dead. Rush the man before he can react. That's athletics 1. I don't trust that. Judging by the string of animal teeth around your neck, I am guessing you're a worshiper of Gallowin. If Gallowin told you to stop protecting the ruins, would you? Ooh. Yeah, I'll try to listen to reason. We know the ruins have been entered. We have seen the footsteps, heard the echoes. Now you must enter the gods. I said that. Well, he's gonna probably die. The man considers this, looks up at you, down. Yet. He shoves Howden towards you. As he does, so the man rakes his blade against Howden's torso, screams and stumbles forward. A wide gash of clothing beginning to bloom. The man is set to his feet, engages you. His axe raises up. So I saved him. So I want you here. I want you to intercept him. Encounter. He has an effect on him. +4. Okay, Bruce Ribs. Got it. So he's not like bleeding out, so I don't have to lay hands on him. Oh, so he's just engaged. Gotcha. I think that's weird. No. You can go back and fight now.
Let's go.
I didn't think you were armed. And bam. Screw you, dude. Your enemies lie spine... spleen? Oh my god, I can't read. Your enemies lie on the ground, unable to rise. His companions now silent among the other dead. His breath comes in wheezing, faithful gasps. He looks not at you, but the sky above you. Forgive us. Barely audible beneath his choked sighs, a whisper of wind stirs in the air. At this, the man's eyes roll back and he closes them. Good, good, the gods are just. A queer smile crosses his face. I am ready. The wind begins to bellow, whipping around the camp, electric and violent, upending pots and rattling tents like angry spirits. You can feel it beginning to seep beneath your skin, and where it pierces you, it feels as though it's rending you apart from within. Caravan Master Odima, seated against a wagon wheel amidst the howling maelstrom, slashed across the chest and bowed. Odima's body stirs, and with great effort he raises his sagged head, his eyes barely open. He looks directly at you.
Get inside! Run!
And then... Okay, this is cool. Straining against the gale that threatens to pull you off your feet with every step, you set your hands on the worn folds of the weathered rock and set about pulling yourself to the precipice. Within the last burst of energy before your arms give out, you swing yourself up to the ledge. Hayden trails behind you slowly by injured and delayed by early hesitation. He nears the face of the rock. One of the fallen attackers, who has been feigning death, lunges off Hayden's and topples over onto the rocky ground. Restrained, Hayden lashes out against his fatigued assailant, who struggles to break his hold. They are close to you despite the wind. From your position, you were thrown your weapon at the attacker. You would have good chance of hitting your mark. Throw my weapon. Your aim is true, and you hit Jer's hit him loose. Lurching to his feet, he climbs up to the base of the rocks. As he nears the top, however, the wind flares, pulling him sideways and tearing one of his hands free. But diving onto the rock hard, you manage to catch hold of it. Searching his other hand, you pull within waning strength, and it feels as though your arms will be jerked from your sockets. They hold just long enough for him to get to his feet and join you on the trembling edge. There is a deep resonance to the swelling wind now. You feel the rocks beneath your feet and inside the cavity of your own chest, as though it would shake the marrow of your bones. Each new gust menaces the old stones before you, loosening connections, unsettling balance as you dart beneath the old archway. The entire portal begins to fall beneath your own weight. Whew. I think we're going to leave it here for this first episode. When we return, into the caverns we go. See you then.